Whidbey Publishing presents Counting on Trust by M. Ferguson Powers. Narrated and produced by Terrance Brown. Organizations and relationships can't endure without trust, which can be difficult to build and keep. Rebuilding trust when it's been lost can be even more difficult. Counting on trust can be unwise because much can hide among its veils. Norman Olivier Liu, born 1920, died 2004. Founding President, Liu Foundation. Prologue. General Zhou Jiping expected women to be attracted to him because he paid for their attentions generously in gifts and favors. He turned aside compliments on his appearance by saying his height came from northern ancestors and his physique from southern tailors. No one familiar with Zhou's military record was lulled by his pretense of modesty. After graduating from National Defense University, he'd begun his climb to power in the People's Liberation Army as a young officer sent to help quell the 1989 student and worker protest in Tiananmen Square. A famous photo of that event shows the burned corpse of a protester, charred penis aimed at the sky. Zhou had served in Nepal with equal distinction. After being wounded, he'd declined plastic surgery to hide the scars on his face, leaving them as a warning to his opponents. Now commander of the vast 11th Military Region, General Zhou was responsible to leaders of the People's Liberation Army and the Central Military Commission in Beijing, but in non-military matters within his region he was, in effect, above the law. Local police, provincial authorities, and the courts had shown in case after case they would take no action against a regional commander, no matter what he chose to do. But even he was required to negotiate with ministries of the central government to undertake certain kinds of projects, including those involving foreign partners. Unlike some of his fellow officers, General Zhou was fascinated by new technologies beyond those of waging war. He considered American inventions especially clever and helped himself to them often. Earlier in the year, he'd learned about a proposal submitted to the Ministry of Fisheries by Liu Enterprises, an American venture capital firm asking that a company it had helped found, Omniprotein Inc., be permitted to establish 2 so-called superfish farms in China. The proposal had impressed General Zhou because Omniprotein designed and cultivated fish capable of reaching their remarkably high harvest weight quickly under poor growth conditions. In the 1990s, State Council, the executive branch of China's central government, had launched a campaign to establish renewable food resources in every province, but even now shortages of high-protein foods occurred in various parts of the country, including areas under General Zhou's command. One reason for the shortages was decimation of river fish by pollution. General Zhou had also paid close attention to the large-scale water purification system Omniprotein had developed to allow cultivation of the superfish. As in the rest of the country, water pollution was widespread in his military region, even in areas that received direct runoff from the mountains. If the new water purification systems operated as efficiently and inexpensively as the Americans claimed, he'd not only use it to farm fish, but have it installed at military bases and major population centers throughout his region. A reputation for improving local conditions would better his chances of promotion to PLA headquarters, and kickbacks from contracts on water purification systems would make him richer. The proposal by Liu Enterprises described a classic U.S.-China joint venture in which Omniprotein would provide the necessary technology and training needed to build and operate the superfish farms, and the Chinese government, in this case primarily through the Ministry of Fisheries, would provide facilities and personnel. General Zhou had asked the military to approve construction of one of the superfish farms in the military region under the command of General Pei Yao-bang, and the other in his own region. The ministry's reply to his request made General Zhou furious. He read part of it aloud to his chief of staff, Colonel Teng Ling, skipping the polite phrasings in which Fisheries had couched its decision. The ministry approves construction of 2 experimental fish farms to be built in a joint venture with
Sample complete. Ready to continue?